All right, so you're ready for a deep dive. Today we're focusing on something you've been wanting to really unpack, the whole junior to senior developer journey.
And not just the titles, right?
Yeah.
Like what actually changes?
Exactly. You shared this awesome article, The Journey from Junior to Senior Developer, Navigating Your Career Path in Tech.
Yeah,
So
that's a great one.
let's use that as our guide today. I mean, getting to that senior level, that's a big goal for a lot of devs. This article doesn't just cover the skills, but
It goes way deeper.
imposter syndrome, burnout, even using platforms like AlgoCademy along the way.
Absolutely. To start, it lays out that typical career progression. Gives you a roadmap.
The good old ladder, right?
Yeah.
Junior, mid-level, senior, all the way up.
But they zero in on junior to senior.
Because that's where the biggest changes happen, right?
Totally. You go from, like, learning the basics.
To impacting the business, basically.
Exactly. It even talks about how tough those early days as a junior can be. Lots of ups and downs.
So true. The article even mentions that feeling of information overload.
Oh, yeah. Remember when everything was just so meat to take in?
All the time. The article really emphasizes mastering the fundamentals, not getting distracted by the latest,
Shiny new framework.
Exactly. That's actually really reassuring to hear. It's like, it's okay to feel a little lost at first.
We've all been there. Focus on that strong foundation.
Then you start to move into that mid-level role. Things get really interesting there.
For sure. You're not just coding anymore. You're thinking about system design.
Mentoring other devs.
Yeah, it's a whole different focus.
And the article is big on soft skills at this level.
Communication, especially, as you take on more responsibility.
Makes sense. So let's talk senior devs. What really makes them different?
The article breaks it down. Deep expertise, of course, but also that architect mindset.
Leading projects. There was a line I loved. Senior developers need to understand how their code translates into tangible business outcomes.
They're thinking about the company's success, not just the code itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we climb this ladder? The article gives some strategies.
Continuous learning is huge EE, but not just courses. Personal projects, open source.
Show, don't tell, right? And mentorship.
Finding someone ahead of you can make a huge difference.
But you can mentor others, too, even before you're senior. The article's really big on that.
Creates this great cycle of learning. But let's be real, there are obstacles. Imposter syndrome, burnout.
Yeah, we've all been there.
The article says, track your wins, set boundaries, and don't be afraid to switch things up if you're not growing.
That keeping up with tech struggle is real. It's reassuring that they focus on fundamentals, not chasing every new trend.
Absolutely. And it talks about platforms like AlgoCademy being helpful at all stages.
Not just for beginners, right?
Exactly. Practice problems, interview prep, even that community aspect can be so valuable.
Imagine being stuck on a coding challenge and having this whole community to help you out.
Makes a big difference.
So it's not just about job titles, it's the mindset, the skills you build along the way.
That's what makes this journey so exciting. And that whole, like, keeping up with the tech landscape thing.
Oh, don't even get me started.
It can be so overwhelming, no matter what stage you're at.
It really is. New stuff coming out all the time. How do you even choose what to learn?
The article had a good point about that, though. It said to focus on the fundamentals.
Like those core concepts that don't change no matter the language or framework.
Right. Data structures, algorithms.
Yeah.
Once you have that foundation.
It's easier to pick up the new stuff.
Absolutely. They even suggest, like, setting aside time specifically for learning.
Even if it's just 30 minutes a few times a week, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes it a habit.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you choose what to focus on? There's so much out there.
I know. Any tips from the article?
They said to follow thought leaders in your field, see what they're excited about.
Kind of get a sneak peek into the future, huh?
Exactly. And then hands-on experiences, huge E, personal projects, contributing to open source.
That show don't tell thing again, right?
You learn so much more by actually doing it.
For sure. Okay, let's talk about something else the article brought up. Imposter syndrome.
Oh man, that's a big one.
Even senior devs feel it sometimes.
It's that voice that tells you you're not good enough, that you're a fraud.
The worst. What did the article say about dealing with that?
One tip was to keep track of your accomplishments, like a brag file.
I love that idea, so you can remind yourself of all the cool stuff you've done.
Exactly. And focus on your learning, not comparing yourself to others.
Run your own race. Wow.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this. Talk to your colleagues, mentors.
Just knowing others feel it too can be such a relief.
For sure. Along with imposter syndrome comes burnout. Tech can be so demanding.
Definitely. The article really stresses self-care though, right?
Huge emphasis on that.
Yeah.
Work-life balance, setting boundaries.
Taking breaks, vacations, you got to recharge.
Exactly. Sometimes preventing burnout might even mean making a bigger change.
Like switching teams or even companies if you're not feeling fulfilled.
It's your career journey. Don't be afraid to course correct.
And the article mentions platforms like AlgoCademy being helpful here too.
Yeah. That community aspect can be huge, especially when you're feeling burnt out.
Having that support system to lean on.
For sure. It's all about that growth mindset.
Embracing the challenges, seeing them as opportunities to learn.
Exactly.
So the junior to senior journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Continuous learning, embracing challenges, finding your support system. It feels like we've covered so much, the skills, the challenges. But it's clear this whole journey is about way more than just being a code wizard.
It's about becoming that well-rounded person, someone who understands the big picture.
And the article even talked about leadership opportunities, even before you're senior.
Which might seem weird at first, right? But it makes sense.
Totally. Like leading doesn't have to mean you're the boss.
Exactly. You can lead a small project, mentor someone, give a presentation.
Showing initiative, going above and beyond your tasks.
All those things build up, You gain confidence, learn how to lead.
It's like they said, don't wait for permission to lead. Which that actually reminded me of another point, the whole personal brand thing.
Oh, yeah. It's not about being, famous or anything.
Right. It's more about establishing yourself as someone who knows their stuff.
A thought leader.
Yeah.
Someone people trust and want to work with.
How do you even do that, though? What are some ways to build that up?
Lots of things. Writing blog posts, speaking at conferences, open source contributions.
Getting involved in the community, basically.
Exactly. The more you share and contribute, the more you learn A&D, more opportunities come your way.
It's like this awesome cycle. So, wrapping things up, this journey from junior to senior, it's all about constant growth.
Always evolving.
Embracing challenges, learning, finding your people.
And remember, the possibilities are endless in tech. There's always something new to learn.
So stay curious, stay passionate, and never stop learning. We need amazing devs like you out there shaping the future.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one mentoring someone else, helping them on their journey.
That's a great note to end on. Keep diving deep, keep exploring, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.